Welcome back, folks. We are here today with none other than Zachary Munn. Applause.
Some people don't know my first name.
Yeah, so I'm giving that Easter egg away right away. So, yes, Zachary Munn. I always call him Munn. Dylan always calls him
As
Zach.
do most people.
Dylan calls him Zach, though. And Dylan is the manager, by the way, if you don't know who that is.
Manager Dylan.
But,
who's not here right now.
Some interchangeable names. So
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, even before I was doing music, though, people called me Munn, so I've just been used to it.
That's how it goes. All right, I want to start this off with the cheers.
Oh, yeah, he was almost gone, but we got backups.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here we go. We're going to have a good between the bread here. I'm calling this episode 2. I know I called the one with Braxton, which you're going to see probably after this one, episode 2, but I just figured I'd squeeze this one in here.
Oh, between.
Exactly. Pun.
Oh, between the bread. I didn't even get that.
That's why I thought you said it.
No.
Okay. So, episode 2 is with Munn. And, yeah, a little bit about Munn. He's an independent artist from Goshen, Indiana. Shout out Indiana.
Yeah.
Crazy. We're both grew up in the same state, but had no idea who each other were until we both moved to Nashville, which coincidentally was around the same time. And I'm gonna get into that. I just want to do a quick little background for the people who don't know about you yet. So I'm gonna just tell a quick story about your career because I've heard it 20 times.
Yeah.
If I have any blanks or any fill-ins, you just fill me in. But I think I know it by now.
Yeah. Do I talk about it too much?
No, it's just it sticks because it's so absurd.
It is kind of weird.
So Munn got engaged at age 19. Okay.
Starting there. Okay.
Also at age 19, he got unengaged. Okay.
I did do that.
So both of those crazy life-changing events. And then at the age of 20, he dropped out of college.
I mean, real quick, I'll say unengaged. I got dumped. I'll just say it.
Yeah,
I'll put it out there. You don't gotta put it nice.
I was gonna put it nice, but yeah, he got dumped. And then at age 20, moved to Nashville with Dylan. I always hear different numbers, but what was it, 500 monthly listeners, or was it 60?
It was. I quit college at 60. I quit college on 60 monthly listeners, maybe 30 or something, and then moved here on just a few hundred to 1,000, maybe something like that. Something. Yeah, but I mean, that's when we actually moved here. I think we decided on it before we even got to the 1,000 mark. We were we're gonna move,
which is just crazy. You talk about a risk. He got down to Nashville.
I want to say real quick, the thing is, you say risk. It's for some reason in our heads, we weren't taking the risks that we should have been really. We didn't see it as this big risk. Somehow we were delusional that. We would, I don't know, it takes a little bit of delusion. Looking back on it, I'm always holy cow, that was such a big risk. Looking back, I'm always what?
Yeah, and we'll get into that more. And then after that, he made an EP that failed. I'm not going to put that one lightly. It flopped big time.
Yeah. It ate shit.
Yeah. But then things started to look up because he made I Lost Myself, which was obviously the song that sparked his career and kind of put everything into motion.
For us, too.
Yeah, for us too, and we're going to go all over that. That's the main topic about this video. We're probably going to do some more episodes with Munn, just talking about different music videos, but this is the pilot. Cool. And obviously the pilot of him and I's relationship and business and partnership and everything started with I Lost Myself. So that's why, such a big, monumental song. It's insane. So we're going to get into everything, but as of now, just some quick stats. Since that, 60 monthly listeners dropping out of college, moving here, Munn is now sitting at just over 500,000 monthly on Spotify alone. Crazy. Not any of the other streaming services. And then on YouTube, over 17 million views. So,
is it really that much now?
Yeah, I checked it today.
Jeez.
And it is just, going up. Shit's crazy.
140,000 subs, basically?
Yeah, probably 140,000 subs, crazy. So, as you can see, the stats alone and just quality of music and everything, if you take a look at you 2 years ago to now, it's completely night and day. So, what we're going to talk about today, number one, the story of how we met, because it's kind of crazy. As always, I like to do this with the artist. The I Lost Myself music video, just some behind-the-scenes stuff, some random little tidbits, and then we're going to talk about what's next. So, first off, how we met. And I'm going to let Munn take it away here. And
okay.
I have some specific questions, but we'll just kind of...
If I get anything wrong, let me know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The way I met Jake was through... I shouldn't say through Dylan, but because of Dylan, who we said earlier was the manager. Manager Dylan is the manager. Also produces all the music, so shout out to Dylan for that. But he had been following you before we even moved to Nashville, and I don't know why. He was following Jake because Jake had shot some concerts. Like, he shot a concert by Laub and Jack Harlow, and like, yo, this guy's content is dope. Like, this is good shit. And it was just kind of like one of those things that sits on the back burner. Like, we never reached out, didn't say much, didn't do anything. Then eventually we did, and it was like, yo, it's $1,000 a music video. Well, we're generating like nothing at that, literally no money at that point.
I'll put up the screenshot too.
Yeah,
of like the DMs. And
yeah,
stuff.
bro, we're not generating anything. I think this is how it went, right? And we talked a little bit, like it's like starts at 1,000, and that's with nothing else, right? Just a music video. And then so I was like, shit, that's $1,000 we don't have. And so we're just kind of chilling for a while. Eventually, we brought "I Lost Myself," which Jake said earlier is what connected us, and that's because the song had already been out even before I reached out to you, but the reason it didn't connect us till later is because we signed that song over to Atlantic, or licensed it to them, and they're like, yo, we want to shoot a music video for this. This is like during COVID, so like they were going to send out like their own videographer, they're going to find somebody for me. I was like, yo, just let me shoot this with my homie, and they're giving us a bunch of horrible ideas for the video too. I'm like, yo, just take your hands off, let us do this thing. And they did, actually, surprisingly. They was totally hands off, honestly. They tried like to kind of put their whatever on it, but we kind of
that whole process was
horrible,
just crazy.
right?
It was my first time as well, like going through that like label process and phone calls and meetings and all this stuff, and like,
dude, yeah, and like specifically Atlantic Records is just, and the people working with there were not great. So it just wasn't great.
I want to talk about your opinion and just your experiences with like what we call the butterfly effect, right? So like talk about, you know, the whole process of like, wow, if you and Dylan never met, then the DM would have never got shot
Dude,
out. Like,
it's crazy, bro. The butterfly effect goes back so far, bro. Like, you can even say like if Khalid never started making music.
Yeah.
Because the reason me and Dylan, my manager, met is because of Khalid, and like because I'll just go really fast. Long story short, Dylan made the first ever Khalid type beat, because before he was managing me and producing for me, he was an online YouTube producer. So he's the first ever Khalid type producer, and was the number one Khalid type producer in the world for like a year or 2 years. Had the number one Khalid type beat for like a couple years. And this was like when I was in college. I was still engaged. I think I was actually dating her at the time, and Khalid was popping off. And I was even super early on the Khalid train too, like before he blew up, before he even dropped his album. So so was Dylan, obviously, because he had the first beat. And so I heard his album, was like, oh, all this stuff is so good, I want to make a song like him just for fun. Look up Khalid type beat, I find Dylan. So it's like, if Khalid never even started making music, or if Khalid never released, you know, a good album, even if it was bad music, we wouldn't have found each other. But because it was good music, and like, it just, dude, the butterfly effect goes so far into like everything. And I know it goes back even so much further. And there's like, the coolest thing about it, bro, I think we've talked a little bit about this maybe, but like down the road, and even now, I realize things that happened years ago that were the butterfly effect to this. Like, yo, if that didn't happen, this wouldn't have happened. And it's like crazy, bro, that like, and I know people, it's like, sounds cliche, but it's like you're where you're at because of like the cumulative of all your decision or whatever, like the sum of all your decisions. So it's just crazy. It's crazy.
It is crazy. And yeah, like literally one small thing could have jump started our whole entire, partnership and all this stuff. And it's just crazy. But speaking of that, I want to ask you, what was the moment when you were like, okay, like us working together, obviously we started off like last like May or whatever. And like, obviously there's a difference between like friendship and relationship in general back then versus now. Yeah. Was there any particular moment where you were like, okay, like us working together, this is going to be something big, like bigger than it is?
Bro, I think I saw that really early. I don't know about you, but I was like, I'm trying to think of an exact moment. I think it's when we were shooting I Lost Myself. And there's just like, I was just feeling like, yo, we can, and this was even before we saw the results from the video. And I would just see like a couple shots. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was like, if we can keep doing this. And then there's like affirmations along the way. Like when we dropped the video, there's like that was the first premiere I ever did. And there was like I think it was huge then, but there's like 100 people watching it in the premiere. I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know, did 10,000 views first day, which now is low, but like then that was everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, and then it's like just like small affirmations like that along the way. They're like, yo, we can like do something big and like together and like hit YouTube hard and like put our minds together for this and like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, same. I feel like I lost myself in just seeing like how you adapt to certain situations. Like most people would just like give up based on the different trials and tribulations we had to handle.
Oh my gosh,
like,
bro!
Which we'll get into.
That could be a whole 30-minute video
like
by
the
itself.
Craziest shit ever, and just like watching Munn and how he reacted to all these different situations, I was like, okay, like this is gonna actually turn into something instead of just like a one-off thing. Like,
yeah.
So that's really cool. And then the last question on this is, what is your opinion on divine timing? And I know Dylan had like an awesome tweet about it. He has a whole thread. You should go check it out on Dylan's Twitter.
Yeah, it's a really coul thread.
But yeah, just talk about like the perfect timing of everything and how it just keeps on like happening perfectly.
Yeah. So I have like interesting thoughts on this. At least I mean, you might find these interesting. I shouldn't say interesting. Maybe like not so popular thoughts on this. Okay. So I do believe in divine timing, but I always find myself like questioning it and being like, yo, is this like the way, does this seem like divine timing because this is how my mind rationalizes what happened, and so to me it seems like the perfect timing. So like that's something that always comes into my mind. It's like, well, like what if something better happened? I don't know. Like so I have those thoughts all the time, and like maybe we just rationalize it as divine timing because that's like the easiest thing to rationalize it is, and it just seems crazy from our human perspective. I know that sounds crazy deep, but I question sometimes, but at the end of the day, I actually like 100% believe in divine timing, and it's like proven itself to me over and over again. That's where it goes back to like, well, it's proven itself to me. Is that just me rationalizing things that have happened to me? Is that just me pretending not to be sad about getting dumped? Is it? I'm just kidding. No, but like things like that are the exact thing we're talking about, like the divine timing of like all that stuff, and like even being engaged and the things that led to, and the way that actually brought me to like make music and then like actually work with Dylan, and like because the first song I ever made, or like first song I actually ever made like for myself, like for art, was after my breakup, and I was just super sad. So like, dude, just like the way it's all timed out to like the timing of meeting you, and I'll look back like, man, if that happened earlier, we wouldn't have stuck with it, and we would have given up probably, or like if this would have happened too, or like, excuse me, man. Or if we would have like found some sort of success too early, we wouldn't have like done certain things. Like if we would have found success before signing to Atlantic, we wouldn't have learned how to do so much stuff on our own and learn how to work without labels. Like we don't ever want to work with a label again unless they're working for us, not us working for the label. Like there's just so many things we've learned, man. And it's like if it didn't happen the order it happened in, we'd be somewhere totally different. Like I used to like remember being like, oh man, I'm just so ready to like for my music to take off. I'm so ready for it to take off, and I still am. Like I still have those thoughts because like to me it's like I envision this going so much farther. But like back then when I had like 5,000 monthly listeners, I'm just like dying to have more exposure. And the moment I was like, it's the only thing I need. But what I didn't realize is all the lessons I had to learn before I was ready for the next thing to happen. And then I started like feeling when I was ready for the next thing, and actually that's when things will start happening. So it's actually the timing's always been perfect, and I'm starting to like feel it now before it happens, and like, yo, I'm ready for the next thing. I don't know what the next thing is, but I'm ready for it, and then things will start unfolding then. So definitely divine timing, bro.
Yep, that's everything. I'm gonna check real quick on this lighting because I know it's kind of changing.
It is getting kind of dark.
I might just need to like turn up the ISO.
Okay.
And we're back. You probably noticed the lighting changed.
Yeah. Slowly.
We're shooting this in daylight, you know.
Yeah,
we like to keep it raw here, but I had to change the settings because I just knew in my mind the camera guy in me was like, I know it's getting dark, I gotta switch it up.
I didn't even think about that once.
But we're back, and this is leading us perfect timing into topic number 2, which is we're gonna go over the I Lost Myself music video. Now, this is going to be a behind the scenes, but if you want to see an actual behind the scenes, I'll link it in the description on Munn's channel. We did a whole behind the scenes video.
It's cool.
It is cool, and like you get to see every part of the production process, which is really dope. And I love that we made that video because like in 5 years we can look back on it and be like, holy shit, like that's what we were doing. Like, okay.
Yeah, I wish we had the capacity right now to be doing that for every video.
Oh yeah. And we will be, but
we will.
It's cool. So check that out if you want, but we're going to talk about some other stuff that's not going to be in that video. So stick around for that. But okay, first thing I want to ask is, do you ever go back and watch the video for fun? the music video. Like, think about the last time that you watched it.
I do, bro.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a while. It's a very, very much like on an occasion. I think I've maybe done it 3 or 4 times. Mm-hmm. I've watched MTI. I think MTI's is the one I went back and watched a few times.
Yeah. And we'll link that everything, and I'll put.
Yeah, that's a cool video. Like we winged that video. Like that was another video where things just didn't go as planned. But I definitely go back. I've watched I Lost Myself 3 or 4 times probably.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a good one to watch whenever I'm like, sometimes in a rut or something, because this is something we'll talk about. But I know, I feel it, and I'm sure you do. But the feeling of being never satisfied. You know, like if we look back to when, like, or at least in my opinion, is like when I look back and see the first million on I Lost Myself, I was like, oh my god. And
we're
now
shitting ourselves.
It's at like 5 or 6 million or whatever, and I'm like just unfazed by it. And
dude,
like,
that's the thing. That's the just to tie it back to divine timing. When you tap in with divine timing, when you tap in with like not your timing, when you tap in with it, and big things happen, they don't surprise you anymore. They don't, because you're like I said, it's about being ready for it. Like you're ready for it, and then something crazy happens, and you're like, yep. Like, I was ready for that, or that should have happened, or like not in a like it should have happened, like in a snarky way, like, oh yeah, that should have happened a long time ago. But like, yes, this was time for that to happen, and I was ready for it. Like, dude, it's crazy how like doesn't even phase.
Yeah, like 12-year-old us,
dude.
We saw 5 million.
Same with the 100K plaques, bro.
I'd be like, I'm Tom Cruise. I'm fucking
bro.
famous. But like. And that's a good thing, I think, is like never being satisfied. I always say it's a blessing and a curse, but I think it's more so a blessing because it's like always pushing you. Yeah,
I think you can handle either way. It can be both, but I think we do handle it as a blessing.
1,000. Next, and I love talking about this. What was it like acting? Talk about your experience, like before I Lost Myself, during, and like the whole acting as you go.
Yeah, so actually we realized as we're like kind of writing this movie script, I'm like, this is gonna take some acting. Or not movie script. It felt like a movie script. The music video script. I was like, this is gonna take some acting. And when we gave the outline to the label, they said the same thing. They're like, this is like you guys are gonna have to act, and it normally comes out super cheesy.
Yeah.
And again, where it's like, yo, just let us do our thing, and they did, and it turned out. They were at least the label was very surprised, like, yo, it actually turned out great.
Yeah.
But like the mid act, like I was always like cracking up laughing, or like, but also psyching myself up to actually be like in like a sad place mentally and like make myself cry, like actually cry like during the video and like. But any of the yelling was all fake. But the crying was usually actually kind of real. Like I would just like put myself in a bad place, which is fucked up to do.
That was great.
It's like that's anything so unhealthy, bro. That's so unhealthy. But yeah, anything for a shot.
Oh, I mean, Munn is a definition of anything for the shot. If we talk about jumping in an ocean, drowning yourself, basically.
Yeah, I mean, like basically passing out.
Crazy shit.
Cut it, bro. Dude, we got it. I'm so dizzy. We'll do anything for a shot. Yeah. I'll tell you that.
But the acting thing I want to tell the people. Munn before was
literally about Dylan?
Watching, no, he's watching Leonardo DiCaprio highlights, like best acting reels, and like trying to replicate that. And it was just funny, like, looking back on that and just
that's crazy.
Like,
I forgot we did that.
Yeah, like how much he cared about it. He was like, I gotta watch the best. Like I had to prepare myself. And then we did takes with Dylan, like practicing.
Yeah, well, even like during the video, like Dylan would bring up some shit that we were currently like unagreed about, like we didn't have an agreement on, and so we would actually argue about that on camera. While you're filming, and it looked like I'm yelling at her, but I was actually yelling at Dylan about something real. Like, I wasn't actually that mad about it, but I would pretend to be that upset about something.
And it worked. I mean, it looks legit, so.
Well, what am I supposed to do, Dylan? Just fucking record. Why the fuck would I record a song if he's gonna fucking tell me to do it different? Why does it matter? It's fucking stupid, Dylan! Why does this thing, like, why does it matter? Because if I spend a whole fucking day recording...
Talk about the entire experience, this being like your first label funded video, and just like how all that like pre-production.
Well, actually, we paid for the video and they paid us back like 3 months later. Dude, and they just paid Ryan for the remix he did 6 months ago. Anyways, yeah, it's interesting. So getting things approved before you do them sucks, and that's why I don't want to. That's why I'm not going to sign. Not just there's a million reasons why I won't sign. Yeah, that was just annoying. Like everything has to get approved. Every single cost has to get approved. Even though again I was literally paying for it and they were reimbursing me. Like I get they pay for it in the end, but it's like if I want to spend $10, it's like I'm asking them, and it's just annoying. You know? Yeah. I'm swiping my card, so it's
and also like, have you ever heard the term "too many cooks"?
Yeah.
Shout out to Sean Trouba because he showed me the SNL, but we always say this. It's like too many cooks in the kitchen. Like,
yeah.
If there's too many people trying to get their opinion and input on it, it like defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially from such a distance. Like
yes,
they're
like,
literally all in LA, or actually not even like LA, New York, and wherever the hell they're at, and they have no concept of what we're trying to work on right now, and they're still trying to put in all their input.
And it's like you have 10 different people trying to tug it, and then it's just things get faded. Things it's not like true. What we
basically just said F it at the end. And I'll say this too, because dude, we had phone conversations like on the phone because they couldn't have it in email, because if the emails got reviewed, they would get in trouble because we were doing shit during COVID we weren't supposed to do. Mm-hmm. So we had to have phone calls with the label instead of having it over email, because their emails can be traced or whatever. So we're having these phone calls saying stuff we're doing and stuff we're filming that we shouldn't be filming because of COVID. Right. But it wasn't even bad. It was just us. It was even you and me working together. Yeah. Was against COVID guidelines, but we literally like basically it was whatever. But
whole craziness.
But yeah, they couldn't even have that stuff on email record. So it was a mess, dude.
It was. We definitely enjoy what we do now. Just we make all the rules and.
Dude, we'll shoot a video in 30 minutes and just be like, "This is dope, dude."
Which is it's fun in its own way. So I like this question. What was the most stressful moment during that I lost myself shoot?
The truck.
Yep,
the truck. It had to be the truck not running. It was driving the truck actually, not running. It was that and trying to get the tailgate bed down. Those two moments. Try
your best to like explain like how actually fucked that situation.
I can't like explain like to like you just will never know unless you were there. Like it was the most like stressful thing. This truck, first of all, the brakes don't like, and when I say the brakes don't work, I don't mean like it takes 15 seconds to stop. I'm talking the brakes don't work like it takes a minute to stop.
Like you have to be like 200 yards back. Like
more, dude, yeah.
Mine is slamming on the brakes. I'm like, dude, are you gonna stop? And he's like, I'm trying.
But there was times we had to get out of the truck, like while it's still rolling, and grab the truck and slow it down. And also to start it, you have to push the truck and then jump into it. I would push the truck while Andrew would turn the key, and then I would jump into the truck and drive. Like it was the worst truck ever.
I know. I have a drone shot of that.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna pull.
There's footage of like the thing just never like it broke down over and over. It broke down like 30 minutes in. It broke down at a spot where like fuck it, we're just gonna shoot here. Yeah. So we started shooting where the truck broke down, and we shot a big scene where the truck broke down at. It turned out that's actually one of my favorite scenes. That one feels like it feels like a movie. It feels like a movie.
Yeah, I love that.
The cuts are perfect, and just where it ended up is perfect.
We didn't want to put the truck there.
It broke down.
It broke down there. We said
we'll shoot here. Yeah, and the so it just kept breaking down over and over again. To start it, we had to push it, and like. And the gate wouldn't open, so I don't remember what we ended up using to like basically pick a lock. We essentially picked a lock to get it to open.
Yeah, I was like, Dylan, do you have a screwdriver? And luckily he did or something.
Yeah, I don't know why. Oh yeah, in his car he had a screwdriver. Yeah. And like we're shooting these scenes like Jake's standing up in a convertible while we're in this truck and we're going down these curvy roads that you can't see around the corner, but we're taking up both lanes. It was just the most stressful.
Yeah, that shot where you like hit the steering wheel.
Yeah,
we're literally on a double lane road, like just going side by side, like
single lane, like
side by side. You driving, like
double line, not supposed to be in it. Like,
but people love that shot. They're like, "How did you guys get that?"
It was really cool.
You knew.
Yeah, it was.
And then tell us one exclusive story from the video that only someone who was there would know.
Shoot, I don't even know.
You can think about it if you want.
Yeah. Here's one. You wouldn't know that going back to the shot where the truck broke down. This isn't really a story, but it's just kind of like a behind the scenes thing. Because the only thing I can think of, that shot through the window, there's no house there. We literally bought a window off Facebook Marketplace, an old broken window, and we had two people holding the window in the middle of air where the car broke down. Like, let's just do it here. Holding the window, and Jake was literally just on the other side of this window that two people were holding, shooting through it like we were just looking out of a house. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really cool. We broke the glass.
So it looked like a cracked window.
Yeah.
And we'll show the shot, but just like pulling the focus.
It was really sick. Because I can't really think of anything else, but that's the first thing that came to mind.
I mean, I guess I'm trying to think of an exclusive story as well. Oh, This is funny. All the scenes, the arguing scenes of him and Summer, you see like kind of a slight haze in the house. That's not a fog machine. That's not a hazer. We literally had like 4 sticks of sage.
Yeah,
and just set them all on fire.
Dude, Jackie was running around with those things.
I had the funniest shot. I'll put it up here, but it's him. He's like,
oh yeah, waving it.
Yeah, and to get that
fire
haze,
alarms,
like that extra little atmosphere element, we just and fire alarm started going off. It smelled like sage. For what?
Well, like, we're for probably like 3 or 4 or 5 days.
Yeah,
like strong in the entire house. And weirdly enough sage almost smells like weed. Not that I would know what that smells like, but enough sage does smell a little bit like weed, and the entire house was just coated in it for like 4 or 5 days. And this is like a house we're renting, so we're like thinking about the security deposit the whole time, which leads me to think of that "I hate you" for this video where we wrote across the entire wall.
We'll
but needless to say, we just got our security deposit back and only lost $300. So
it's crazy. That house has seen a lot of our work.
Yeah,
I mean,
we shot a lot of our videos. Like, one thing I want to say that I love about one thing we did with that house is when we shot the "I'm Fucked I Know" video. I love how we used the same house to almost look like 2 different houses. Yeah. And I think we did a really good job of that. Like, you killed that. Like, with the way we did that to make it look like 2 different houses. So, I mean, you guys might have noticed I'm Fucking No video. It's supposed to look like 2 different houses, but it's actually shot in the same house. And the exact same stairway and all that stuff. But we just, like, flip it and color grade it differently. I was pretty proud of that work you did on that.
Thank you. Okay. Well, yeah, that's some behind the scenes about I Lost Myself. Like I said, go check out the real video. Go check out the behind the scenes video. Mm-hmm. And yeah, crazy video. Sparked everything that we do today was that video. So very important, very special video. One
thing that's cool about it too is we dropped the video, like I said, did 10K first day, whatever, slowed way down out of nowhere. And this isn't because like we bought ads to it, like just organic, algorithmic, popped off and did like 100K a day for like 4 days straight, and we're like shitting ourselves. Like the video was like 200,000, and then a week later it's at 1 million, and we're like, holy cow.
But it just kept going from there.
And then every video we dropped got bigger and bigger. So
but that video is a catalyst for a lot of things, and just
we learned so much, dude.
Such an important video. Now I want to talk about some future stuff. Talking about what's next. Munn and I and Dylan have been planning. The next 2 months are like insanity. Like the things that we are going to achieve and
the amount of things we're going to achieve
is just like we're going to look back in 3 months and be like, dang, we did that. Exactly. So I want to talk about one thing I want to talk about, which I think is really cool, and some people watching may not know it, but Munn has started this crazy community on Discord. And just talk about your experience with that, and like just tell more about it. Because someone like me, I had no idea. I mean, I've heard about Discord, but like when Munn invited me to it and just like watching it grow, like it's crazy. So
even I wasn't even super familiar with Discord. So the idea initially started with Dylan being like, "Yo, we need somewhere where we can directly say what up to the fans, engage with them, give them behind the scenes, all that good stuff." And so it started out with an app called Telegram, which is like, it's cool, whatever. We had like 30 members. We started advertising on our YouTube premieres and stuff. So we got like 30 people in there. Like, this is cool, whatever. One of the guys that joined was like, yo, Discord would be way better for this. And I knew about Discord. I'd use Discord, whatever. Didn't think about it using it in the capacity to bring fans together, which I cannot believe I didn't think of that first. But, dude, like the guy, Andreas, has been so helpful. And he literally built the entire server. This is no chat room. This is the full on, like, essentially like a website where you can just go tons. Like, we have gaming rooms where people can play games. We have movie rooms, people watch movies together, listen to music together, talk. There's where people will show their own work, where people like ask for, like, there's a different like room in that channel to do whatever you want. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like its own app.
There's like 8. Yeah, it's literally its own app. But like within Discord itself, you can just like, it's crazy. Anyways, there's like 800 people in there now. We've been doing it for like 2 months probably on Discord, 3 months maybe. Every time we premiere a new video, we advertise the Discord and tell people to join, and we've seen like really, really good success doing that. But yeah, and it's just really helpful to connect with my fans and like, you know, talk to them on a personal level. And I'll literally, that camera's sitting there, it's behind this camera, but it's on my desk. I'll literally flip that on, run it to my Discord, and live stream into the Discord to a room, a specific room. People can just watch me work. Literally, I would just be making music and talking to them, bro. It's like such a cool way where I connect with my fans, and I cannot believe other artists don't do that, because it is unbeatable the way you connect with your fans that way.
Yeah. And even like videos like this, we'll probably throw this in the Discord and be like, yo, check this out.
And then
like it's
a couple hundred people will go look at it. Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you're here from the Discord,
what up? Shout out Andreas and the rest of the staff members.
Shout out everyone.
You guys work so hard. Danielle, you work so hard. People work hard on that. Dude, they're like building the server, monitoring the server, checking the message to make sure everything's being said like is okay and like people aren't like abusing power and abusing other people. It's crazy how much people care about it.
Because like you need that base because when it grows to 10,000 members, like they've laid the foundation to build it and like make it able to.
There's like ranking systems and people have actual jobs within it. And like I'm not even joking, I'll be like, yo, how can I pay you guys? And they're like, yo, we don't want paid, we just want to help you. And it's like, dude, these people just want to be a part of something and help out, and it's awesome, dude.
Yeah, and they have money.
Yeah, there's something called Money, MUNNEY. Money, it's like the current digital currency within our Discord server, and like then you get like a millionaire status. It's so fun, dude. It's so sick.
Let me check the exposure. I know it's getting close. Okay, so sorry. I know this is a raw podcast interview, but
we need to make a real podcast though.
Yeah.
Not that this isn't real, but like designated podcast would be super fun to do.
I just gotta make sure the lighting's good and all. You viewers want to make sure you have a good experience. So, which, by the way, you've probably noticed, dang, this audio is crisp.
Hopefully.
It's because
I haven't edited it
here,
yet.
I drove here to Munn's place in Nashville. We're at his new studio. Just recently moved into a new house, so it's really cool. But we're here. It's these great mics. Munn's going to do some little finesse on the audio. Yeah. So hopefully you notice a difference.
Hopefully. If it's not.
If it's not, then you're done, man. We can never do this again. And okay, so we just left off talking about Discord. I want to ask you, with all this recent success and all this like craziness and tons of fans and just every day it's growing exponentially, how are you like managing all this stuff and how are you like making sure you don't get overwhelmed?
It was a learning process and still is. And like, dude, I handled it really poorly at first. I know we're kind of getting long on time, so I'll try to go through this quickly. But like,
oh no,
dude, when it first like started, when all the DMs like started pouring in, bro, like, it was a lot on my mental health, bro. Like, it was absurd. Like, and I obviously don't want to give specifics because you guys tell me things that like you're only opening up to me about and you don't even know to your own family about, and like you tell me that and I'm like, yo, please open up to your family and your friends. And it's so hard to see that like some of your family and friends won't even talk to you about some of these things. But like, dude, it's like hundreds of people, it's probably 50 a day on average, DMing me and telling me about like, and they're all almost always in like a really dark place. And like, so I'm really big on, I don't know if I'm using the correct word, is empathize and sympathize, but I think empathize is the right word.
Yeah.
Like, I empathize so hard, and I like you can even feel, and like my heart breaks for each one of these people, and I'm reading these stories. And I don't have the capability to read over a story and not like feel it and like feel for them. So I'm reading over. I mean, sometimes I'll take a week off and like catch up one day, but like when I do this, I'm like reading through these stories that people are sharing with me what they're going through, and like I feel it and it like weighs on me a lot. And I don't say that to complain. I'm like so grateful because I ask people to open up, because I'll preface that with saying on my YouTube videos I say, and it's really me responding. Everyone's like, yo, I don't think you're gonna respond, or I don't think it's you. It's like, it's actually me responding, because it really is a lot. It's like a few hundred messages, but like it actually is me, I promise. But yeah, so at first it was just super overwhelming, and I was like so stressed out and like bogged down, and like I was like, honestly getting super like beaten down and sad about this stuff. And I don't really get into it, but like something happened, and it made me realize that I really, at the end of the day, no matter how much I care about you all and how much I care about each single fan, there's only so much I can do from a distance. And that doesn't mean I care any less, but it makes me like not feel so responsible for like the literal life of some of these people. Because long story short, one of the people that was DMing me, or not DMing me, it was just a supporter, a fan, and they ended up taking their own life. And then like one of their friends reached out and was like, yo, so and so actually committed suicide. And it was just like it fucked me up bad. It fucked me up bad for like 2 days. But at the end of the day, I learned such a good lesson from it, which was at the end of the day, there's only so much I can do. So I can't be because before that I was like holding myself responsible for all these kids. They're like, yo, I want to kill myself, and I was like, yo, if I'm not responding, if I'm not on top of it, they're gonna kill themselves, and it's gonna be my fault. And I realized there's only so much I can do. So all that to say, bro, it was a lot on me at first, bro. When all these messages started pouring, because I felt so damn responsible for their lives, and like as much as I want to be there and support you guys, I do the best I can. I gotta encourage you guys to take action for yourself as well, because you gotta fight for your own life and fight for yourself. And I'll be there to do as much as I can for you, but there's only so much I can do. So it's been a journey so far. I'm handling all the new like DMs and responses and fans and stuff, but I'm learning to do it better, and I'm learning to do it efficiently and responsibly, and not an unhealthy manner, which I was doing. So it's been good.
There is only so much you can do, but I think what you're doing is definitely helpful alone. Just responding to people or saying even one message, could make their whole day. And your music alone is also helping. So you're definitely doing more than you think.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, so that's really cool. And the next thing I want to talk about is, we'll switch gears a little bit. What are you most excited for with the upcoming releases? Or what's something that inspires you to be like, okay, I'm really ready for this?
Okay. I'll make this the official announcement. We're dropping an EP.
I'm posting this video tomorrow.
We're dropping... Okay, this is the first time it'll be talked about. I'm dropping an EP. It's called It Still Hurts Sometimes, which I think is a cool name. Mm-hmm. And it's just like... It'll be a collection of songs I've already released, plus a new song. I'm so excited for that, because it's putting together some of my favorite songs I've ever made into one like package, and you can kind of go through these emotions I feel, and then you can and I know a lot of you guys relate to that. And I'm just so stoked to because I haven't put on an EP since we moved to Nashville and failed, bro. Right. And so I'm actually scared.
2019.
I'm a little scared.
Right? 2019?
Yeah, 2019. Yeah. So I'm a little bit scared, but also a little bit like I believe in what we're doing so much, and God's gonna take care of it. But bro, I am so excited to finally put a project together again. Yeah. Even though we're rolling it out as singles before and then whatever, but so excited for that. So excited for the videos we're gonna shoot. I'm so excited to play shows this fall and meet fans. That's gonna be an humbling experience, bro.
Yeah.
To step out on stage and see a few hundred people that came to watch me play an absolute shit show because I don't even know what I'm doing. Dude, bro, and they don't care, bro. They don't care. I am so excited. This is just the beginning. All this COVID stuff, I haven't even met any of my fans yet. Dude, it's I've met maybe a handful of them. So it's I'm so excited to meet you guys. And if you're here for Jelly House, I hope you guys can become supporters of me as well and come out to my shows and stuff. And I'm excited to meet you guys too.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, dude, so excited for all this stuff, and we're gonna be working so hard these next 2 months to get it all done. Mm-hmm. The future's bright, dude, and I get so stoked thinking about it, dude. It's crazy because I don't want to get crazy new, but you can feel it when something's about to happen. When you really tap into that energy, and you really tap in to what's going on around you, you can start feeling it. All right.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you now.
Big time.
2021 Munn's telling 2025 Munn that he knows what's coming.
All right. I'll get close to wrapping up here, but one thing I want to talk about real quick is this guy. You guys don't know this about Munn because he's humble. He's one of the most humble people ever. He'll never say this, but one thing, and we've talked about it before, one of his goals in life, is to give back to the community. So I just want to talk about your experience. He's always helping homeless people out, always, trying to redirect his blessings back to the community. So what are some of your all-time goals or some of the stuff you want to do to help give back? Okay,
they're lofty goals, right? I think, but
dream big.
That's how I think. In everything, that's how I think. So it's music, I'm lofty, whatever. I have lofty goals, but to me, they're not lofty. To me, they're achievable. Let's just hit some all-time big goals. I want to give, raise the standard of living for homeless people, / also just really, basically fix homelessness in Nashville. And, I don't want to get into details, but I have so many ideas on how we can do, so many things to help. Because, the biggest problem I've realized from, actually going and hanging out with these homeless people on the streets and, spending time and talking to them is so many of them don't want to not be homeless. They just don't care. And so we're putting all these resources into helping 1 in 1,000 homeless people become not homeless. It's what if we just redistribute some of our assets into like just raising the standard of living, so these people can like live a little better. And like, because truth is, a lot of them don't want to and can't not be homeless. They just don't have the capacity to not be homeless, and it's just the truth. They don't want to be, and some of them just can't. And so I just want to raise the standard of living for homeless people and create basically a place where like you're like giving space and a place for homeless people to be quote unquote homeless, but like have like access to like showers and all. Like I just have so many huge ideas, bro, and we're gonna do it. We really are. It's called, and it all started with this idea I had a long time ago called Operation PB&J. And I already got like the domain and stuff, and the Instagram handle, and it's because I am so serious about it and I want to do it. And it started out with me just making just a shitload of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and buying tons of waters. And I do this in Nashville still.
House?
No, it doesn't, but we could tie it together somehow, bro.
That's a crazy collab. Like, imagine that.
Yeah, for real.
That's gonna be crazy.
And we'll do. And like, I'll tell you now, we're gonna make that happen, right? Jelly House is gonna be part of that, and like we're gonna help fix homelessness in Nashville, and I think we can do it. And I'm obviously passionate about it worldwide, but like I want to focus in on where we're at now, and I'm in Nashville right now, so I want to do work here. So we're gonna fix homelessness in Nashville. But yeah, it all started out with me just like making a shitload of peanut butter and jellies and buying a ton of water and bringing around the homeless people. But we're gonna do bigger things.
That's awesome. Well, you heard it here first. So yeah, it's gonna be huge. Okay, moving into the outro here. I just want to say thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Munn, for giving us like an hour of your time.
If you're still watching this video, you're an absolute G.
You're a real one, and I know there will be some.
There are, dude.
So love you guys, appreciate you. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out. And just gonna keep moving forward. If you like these videos, we're gonna keep doing them.
Yep.
Follow Munn on everything. I'll put all his links
just
down
at
below.
It is Munn. Huge shout out to Jake and the work he does. Jake, he talks about me being humble. Jake's even more humble. And behind the scenes guy for sure, as well as Dylan. Those guys both work so hard behind the scenes 24/7 to like make this stuff all possible. It's wild. You guys don't even know, and I'm still so small, but like what's gonna happen in the future, there's gonna be so many people working so hard behind the scenes. So always huge thanks to everyone that does that. And if you're here from the Munn Army and you're not already subscribed to Jelly House, it is a requirement. It is an order from the captain himself.
He's telling you
to subscribe to Jelly House right now, and go follow him on Instagram at Jelly House and at Jake Heidecker, his personal account. So go follow those if you're from the Munn Army. But I love you guys.
That's a wrap. Good shit. Hell yeah.
All right, bro.
We did it.